The top story that we are following here is with regards to the communal clashes that took place in Mandya in the state of Karnataka. Visuals that have now come to the fore very clearly speak about the tension that is taking place. Cars and bikes have been set ablaze. Arson, which followed, could be very clearly seen in the visuals. The stones were pelted at a Ganesh procession. Shops which had been allegedly owned by Hindus were vandalized when the clashes took place. The visuals that you are seeing on your screens is of the MLA's house that was attacked. The police say the clashes erupted as the Ganesh Chaturthi procession slowed down while it was crossing a mosque. Police then resorted to lathi charge. The visuals that you are seeing on your screens, the stones that were pelted, the lathi charge which was done by the police to control the crowd, to disperse the crowd. Arson could be seen on the streets of Mandya. In fact, bikes which were outside on the streets, all of them were burnt. MLA's house was being attacked, shops were being vandalized.
But a procession time allagide hagagi exactly ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಸರ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಲ್ತೂರಾಟ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಬೈಕ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಆದರೂ ಸಹ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಲ್ಲಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೋಡ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ KSRP ಪ್ಲಾಟೂನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೊ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್
ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಯಾರು ಇಂಜೂರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್
ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಇಂಜುರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಂಪ್ ಬಳಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೀ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಅಂತ
ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದಾರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
ತಲವಾರುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ವಶಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಲಾಂಗ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ರೀಫಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಲವಾರುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಈ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಹತೋಟಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಏನೇನು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಯಿತು ಹೇಗಾಯಿತು ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಯಾರಾಗಿದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತನಿಖೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಚಾರ
ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಸಂದೇಶ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಿಡಿಗೇಡಿಗಳ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಮ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್
ಕಿಡಿಗೇಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ 100% ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಕರಣ ದಾಖಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಆತಂಕ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನದಾಗಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಏರಿಯಾ ಡಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಇನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಜಿಲ್ನ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
My colleague Anaga Keshav is now joining me on the story. Anaga, very unfortunate visuals have come to the fore. We can very clearly see shops have been vandalized. In fact, a lot of loss of property has been reported in these clashes.
Well, you know, the incident happened during a Ganpati procession in Nagamangala, which is in Mandya district. Police resorted to lathi charge after the communal clashes erupted. We are being told by our sources that it all started when the procession halted near a mosque for a prolonged period of time. Then members from the Muslim community pelted stones, vandalized Hindu shops, set ablaze bikes is also what we are hearing. So far, no casualties have been reported so far, but the police sources are saying that the situation is under control at the moment. All the top cops of Karnataka came to Nagamangala to take stock of the situation. The entire city security has been beefed up. At the moment, situation is under control. But yesterday's chaos, Aishwarya, truly, horrible visuals that came out. The entire shops being set ablaze. People bleeding from their mouth. That's the kind of visuals that we saw. Very unfortunate clash between two communities, the Hindu and Muslim community, yesterday in Nagamangala.
Right, Anaga, I know you were also speaking about the fact that, the silver lining, in fact, the only silver lining is that there is no loss of life. But at the moment, have the investigation agencies been able to pinpoint what was that tipping point, when the clashes actually began? Because what happened after that, the visuals pretty clearly are telling the entire picture. But what led to those clashes? Has the police been able to zero in on that?
Well, Aishwarya, the probe is still underway to finding out what exactly triggered the communal clash. But at the outset, it appears as if the Ganesha procession was halted outside of a mosque for a prolonged period of time, and this has triggered members from the Muslim community, which led them to pelt stones, set ablaze Hindu shops and even vehicles, is what we are learning. So, at the outset it appears as if the very fact that the procession was halted outside of a mosque triggered this communal clash. But the police are still verifying this. They're trying to find out what exactly led to the kind of clash that we witnessed yesterday.
Right, Anaga, this is what the investigations so far are now coming to the fore. Has there been any arrest with regards to those who vandalized the property? Because it's not just the shops and the properties which have been vandalized. From what we are also understanding, Anaga, the house of an MLA was, in fact, the stones were also pelted on the house of an MLA.
Well, that's right. Arrests are yet to be made is what we are learning. The police are still trying to identify the accused, who set fire to the shops, who damaged vehicles, who sort of triggered the kind of clash that we saw yesterday. So at the moment, arrests are yet to be made. Police are probing as to what exactly caused it, and once they examine the CCTV visuals, that is when they will be able to track down the accused, who actually caused this, who was the main man who started pelting stones, what was the reason. So the entire details will come out only after the police finish their probe. But at the moment, nobody has been arrested so far is what we are learning.
Thank you, Anaga, for giving us all those details. No one has been arrested so far, but the police has been able to zero in that tipping point when the clashes turned violent. Visuals that you are seeing on your screens very clearly showcasing stones were indeed pelted. The police then had to resort to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. The house of an MLA was also attacked, shops were vandalized, and there was arson, rampant arson, which could be seen on the streets in Mandya. These are the visuals that are coming to the fore from the state of Karnataka. We've got breaking news coming in. The clash during the Ganpati Procession. 46 people have been arrested by the police so far. 46 people have been arrested with regards to the stone pelting that took place during Ganesh Visarjan. Visuals that you are seeing on your screens coming in from the state of Karnataka. Now, there was a procession, a Ganesh Visarjan, which was all set to take place. The procession was crossing a mosque, from what we are understanding at the moment, in Mandya, in the state of Karnataka. When the procession stopped near a mosque, that is when people started pelting stones on the procession. And that actually became the tipping point. The clashes from then on became very, very violent. Visuals that you are seeing on your screens, shops were set ablaze. It's not just that. The moment the police got the information about arson, police personnel in large numbers reached the spot and they lathi charged to disperse the crowd. There have been 46 people who have now been arrested with regards to doing arson and with regards to the stone pelting incident that took place. On your visuals, you will be able to see the police personnel making a few arrests. The visuals are from late last night when the procession was taking place. The procession had indeed slowed down, from what we are understanding, near a mosque, and that's when stone pelting took place, which then very quickly turned very, very violent. The Hindu owners, the shopkeepers of the close-by area, are now alleging their shops were being targeted, their shops were set ablaze. The fire tenders reached the spot. In your visuals, you will be very clearly able to see that the fire tenders were rushed to the spot and they then doused the fire. Those were the visuals coming to your fore, coming on your screens. A family has been arrested for indulging in arson. 46 people have been arrested so far. These are the visuals that are coming in from Mandya in the state of Karnataka. It's not just the loss of property, which at the moment is being spoken about, which has come to the forefront. It is also the Bharatiya Janata Party, because the entire incident has now taken a political turn. It is the BJP which is attacking the Karnataka government. BJP believes that this was something which was pre-planned. And the attack on the Ganesh Visarjan procession, people who were taking the Ganesh idol for Visarjan, they were deliberately targeted and stones were pelted on the procession. It is the BJP which is now asking questions of the Congress government in the state of Karnataka. BJP leaders are now demanding answers, and they are also pointing fingers and saying that everything was pre-planned. My colleague Anaga is still with me on the story. Anaga, 46 people have been arrested so far. We can very clearly see in the visuals the family members of those who have been arrested have reached the police station. In the visuals also we can see some of the arrests were made late last night also.
They protested in front of the police station, demanding action against those, who caused the kind of communal violence that we saw. And this morning, several arrests have been made from members of Muslim community and some members of the Hindu community as well for pelting stones and creating the kind of chaos that we saw. Including family members of the accused have also come to the police station demanding for justice, requesting the police to let them go. Very unfortunate visuals that we are seeing at this point. Members of both the Hindu and Muslim community at loggerheads fighting, during Ganesha procession. We need to wait and watch how many more arrests will be made, because yesterday's fight, that we saw, close to 150 to 200 members were involved in that fight is what we are learning. So we need to wait and watch how many more arrests will be made in the case and what next the government is going to do. Because at this point, the government has not yet, it just looks like the government has not woken up at this, on this matter. Statements have not yet been made. So we need to wait and watch what action will the government take on this communal clash that we saw in Nagamangala.
Right, Anaga, thank you for giving us all those details. My colleague breaking it down, giving us the perspective with regards to what happened in Mandya. In fact, this is now a political war which has opened up. It is the BJP on one side. That's the breaking news that's coming in. At the moment, there is a political war which is now taking place with regards to the clashes that took place in Mandya in the state of Karnataka. It is the BJP which has attacked the Congress and the government in the state of Karnataka. BJP is now raising fingers and saying that this was pre-planned. Stones and even slippers were pelted on the devotees who were going for Ganesh Visarjan. Karnataka government is siding with the attackers. It is the Siddaramaiah government which is penalizing the victims. These are the claims which are being made by the Bharatiya Janata Party.
ಈ ಕೃತ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ವಯೋಜಿತ ಕೃತ್ಯ. ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷವೂ ಕೂಡ ಗಣೇಶೋತ್ಸವದ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಲಭೆ ನಡೆಸುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಮುಂಜಾಗ್ರತಾ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳದೇ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ನಿರ್ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ. ಮತಾಂಧರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಭಾವನೆ ಇರುವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಗಣೇಶನ ಅಪಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದವರಿಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬಾಂಬ್ ಬಳಸಿ ಗಲಭೆ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸುವ ಸಂಚು ನಡೆಸಿದವರಿಗೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು.
So let me just give you a recap of what has happened over the past 24 hours. In Mandya region, in the state of Karnataka, there was a Ganesh procession which was taking place. They were going for the Visarjan. The procession slowed down near a mosque, and that is when it became a tipping point for clashes to take place. Stones were being pelted on the procession, the shops close by, and this is what the Hindu community in Mandya is now alleging, that their shops were being targeted. Those are the visuals that you are seeing on your screens. A lot of shops were destroyed. They have been reduced to ashes. There was arson that took place. A lot of vehicles have been torched. The police personnel and the fire brigade rushed to the spot. So far, 46 people have been arrested with regards to indulging in violence. And all these visuals are coming in from Mandya in the state of Karnataka. Now, the Ganesh festival is going on, and almost every day we see people taking Lord Ganesh from their homes for Visarjan, and that is exactly what the procession was all about. There were people who were taking an idol, who were taking Ganesh. S. Prakash from the Bharatiya Janata Party is now joining me on the story. Mr. Prakash, very clearly we can see, and this is what the BJP is also saying, that this was pre-planned, and that's the reason why people from the Hindu community were being targeted. Stone pelting and arson took place when the Ganesh procession was being held.
Mandya district is supposed to be a very peaceful district. In such a place, such huge violence takes place. just because the Ganesh Chaturthi procession was taken before the Dargah. It is clearly a pre-planned violence. The people who are behind it have no fear of law because they clearly understand the people in Bangalore, the government in the state, come to their rescue and protect them. Police officers should impartially inquire into it and punish and book all the culprits who are behind this violence.
Mr. Prakash, do you believe that this was something which was pre-planned? Because that is what the BJP is at the moment saying.
No, initial reports suggest the petrol bombs were thrown, stones were thrown on the procession. Where did they collect all this? How can they immediately indulge in such activity unless it is pre-planned? They have stockpiled all those petrol bombs, stones and sticks and other things. And when the procession came before the Dargah, they have indulged in violence. It is a clear case of pre-planned event. Let the police investigate impartially. Let the truth come out.
Prakash, do you also believe some sort of statement or at least a clarification should come in from the ruling government? Because at the moment we are not seeing Karnataka government coming out with any kind of statement or clarification or coming out to help the victims.
No, they cannot give any statement or even appeal for peace because it hurts their vote bank. They will silently watch the violence and they will silently support those elements who are booked by the police.
Thank you, Mr. S. Prakash, BJP spokesperson, saying that it is the Congress which is hand in gloves with the rioters. They are protecting those who indulged in arson and they are victimizing the victims. News that's coming in. The Mandya arson has been caught on camera. Tires have been set ablaze in Mandya streets, on Mandya streets. All those things have now been caught on camera. The visuals that you are seeing on your screens are the visuals of when the rioting took place in Mandya. There was a Ganesh procession which was taking place. The people were moving from their homes. There was a large procession which was moving towards Ganesh Visarjan. And when it slowed down near a Dargah, that's when stones were being pelted on them. And the entire incident has now taken a political twist. It is the opposition party in the state of Karnataka, the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is now pointing fingers at the ruling Congress party. And they are saying it is the Congress party which is giving shelter to all the rioters and they are victimizing the victims. Cars, bikes have been torched in Mandya. Visuals on your screens are showing the perpetrators with their faces covered, indulging in arson. These are the visuals that are coming in from the state of Karnataka. So far, 46 people have been arrested. Very unfortunate visuals have been caught on camera. There has been, fortunately, no loss of life in this incident, but there has been massive damage to property. Shops have been set ablaze.